Your Worship, Mr Mayor, councillors, officers of the council, honoured guests, ladies, gentlemen, and most of all, the worshipful former Mayoress of the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead, Mrs Christine Gray, and the members of the Gray family. On this solemn and formal, yet proud and celebratory occasion, it has fallen on me to formally set on record, in the sight of God and the presence of these leaders of our community, the thanks of the people of the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead for the service of our departed past Mayor, Councillor for Datchet and great friend Jessie Peter Gray. At civic funerals, it is unusual for the deputy leader to speak, as I am a political figure. Instead, the eulogy I will make today ordinarily falls to the Mayor, as the non-political head of our borough and our first citizen. I want to thank the Worshipful, the Mayor, Councillor Paul Lyon, and his Principal Officer, Andrew Scott, for agreeing to break with protocol today by not only inviting me to speak, but more importantly, allowing the Gray family to choose the running order in the way they felt best reflected the wishes of Jessie. Jessie Gray, as Mayor, was always determined to stamp his individuality onto the work he did. And I'm delighted that his daughter Angela carried on that tradition in her meeting with officers about today's service and reception. I'm told that, like her father before her, Angela arrived at the town hall to meet with officers. Quietly, she listened to them explain the usual protocols of a civic funeral, and then politely, but firmly, threw the protocols out of the window and insisted on today's programme, being exactly what Jessie would have wanted. Of course, the officers were not offended. After all, this really wasn't the first time a member of the Gray family had arrived at Maidenhead Town Hall in order to tell officers their best laid plans were going to be changed. In fact, it probably reminded them of the pre-meet of every single Windsor planning panel of Jessie Gray's political career. But seriously, I know the memorial team at the Royal Borough take the delicate job of arranging civic funerals very seriously, because they know how much work any mayor puts into his year in office. So it is vital we formally recognise that commitment on days like today. I also know how hard it is for the family of public figures to reconcile that unique place people like Jessie Gray occupy. The Gray family have lost a father, a husband, a grandfather. But the people of the Royal Borough, and most particularly the people of Datchet, grieve for the loss of an elder of our community. A former first citizen, a different kind of father, but a father to us nonetheless. Our grief can never be the same as your grief, but it is grief nonetheless. Jessie's work has caused your lives to be intruded by the public so many times, and I thank you for accepting that burden with grace and dignity. I also thank you for this, our final intrusion, which takes place at the most private of times. Just as you allowed us, the people of this borough, to take joy, support and leadership from Jessie Gray's life, so you now allow our community to take the comfort that togetherness, prayer and memorial does in this, our time of loss. Jessie was made mayor on the night of Tuesday the 19th of May 2009. I was one of the only handful of people to witness Jessie Gray's first act as the mayor of the Royal Borough. It was carried out in private, and was never formally recorded on any document. In fact, almost nobody knows what it was. At a private party for close friends and family after the mayor-making, Jessie Gray appointed all of his grandchildren, one by one, as honorary counsel to the mayoralty for his year. He swore them in and shook hands with each one, presenting them with the arms of the Royal Borough. Now, I'm not surprised that he did this in private rather than asking the council's permission. After all, he always believed that breaking the odd rule or two was worth doing for the greater good. And what a greater good. To see two of those former consuls step forward and eulogise him this afternoon. Jack and Isabella, your eulogies today were a credit to your grandfather, a credit to your family, and a credit to this, our Royal Borough. You have carried on Jessie's commitment to go that bit further, work that bit harder, and summon that bit of extra strength and resilience that it takes to give the very best to our community. And for that, you have the gratitude of your fellow citizens. Because you know, and we know, that nobody understood the value of showmanship like Jessie Gray. Nobody understood the value of hard work like Jessie Gray. Nobody understood the value of dialogue like Jessie Gray. So we came together today to mourn a loss, but also to celebrate a life spent on public service and duty, a life spent on family and community, a life spent on serving God and the people. This is the life of Jessie Gray. This is our memory, a memory that can never die, that shines out like a beacon for everyone who cares enough to serve, who wants a better community, who loves their friends, their neighbours, their family and their Royal Borough. Jessie, I'm glad you were there for us, and I'm glad you were there for me. Your presence will be missed, but your showmanship, your hard work, your commitment, your legacy will shine on in this community forevermore.